What up, everybody, to Midwest Dynasty Kings Podcast. Today, we have another special guest on the docket. We are excited to bring this person in. He's really the only one who could talk his shit. So, I'm gonna let Kaleem introduce this man since, he's the top dog right now. Go ahead, take it
Nah,
over.
no problem. Appreciate that, sir. Well, we have, like Nolan said, we got a little special guest here. I always have to do proper introductions. You know what I'm saying? So we have introducing Smoove, aka Jet 2 Holiday, aka Philly's very own finest fans, aka the champ. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, how y'all doing? You can call me Champ too. I got a lot of names,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we'll go with that though.
This guy.
But right
okay.
now, for this podcast and this content, we just gonna go with Champ.
Okay.
Go with Champ. This guy. I guess
No
we gotta
problem,
roll with
champ. No
that.
problem.
Right. There's really no way around that. So Champ, give us give us kind of a rundown of how you think your season went outside of winning the championship. Did you when you drafted, did you have like that idea that you could make a run, or was it something that you saw halfway through the season that was like, oh, I got a shot? Or like, was it
Right,
immediate, or was it just something where it was just it is what it is?
right. Well, we had a lot of conversations. I've been eyeing to get in this league for a long time.
Okay.
I'm in multiple leagues with other guys, and I actually had a bet with a guy. Like, if I finish higher than him in another league, then I would take his spot in this league. And I actually won it. So that's how I actually even got into the league and took over the team. So I have a real testimony when it comes to fantasy football, period. So altogether, I got about 15, 16 Super Bowls. So I am a league of champions. So when they came
Wow.
up with this league, I was like, okay, this is where I want to be at. So when I met the guys, some people had their different goals of what they were trying to do. Some people like, I'm building for the future and gathering picks, but my number one goal is always to win. Because if it take you
Okay.
6 years to win one, my goal is to win it now. Now you got to do all the work that I've already done. I've done the work. It's put in. So going into the draft, my goal was to win this year. I don't want to wait for what? That makes no sense to wait to win. I'm the first
Okay.
champion, so everybody will be a follow up of what I've already done. So that was my goal. So in the draft, I had pick 4, and right before this podcast, I started to think about it. Like, I was eyeing for a running back, but I knew I wasn't gonna get Bijan. I knew I wasn't gonna get Gibbs. I knew I wasn't gonna get one of those premier guys. So I was thinking about, hey, the next best receiver. So on my big board, CD was that guy, but of course, I'm an
I
Eagle
see.
fan, so
I
I
see.
kind of drafted with a little bias. I drafted with a little bias, and I went with Justin Jefferson. But the way the season panned out, I passed up on Puka Nuka, I passed up on JSN, and
Right.
those probably would have been more, high ceiling guys than Jefferson with the quarterback situation. I didn't know McCarthy was going to be ass, but it Jonathan Taylor kind of won me the season, to be
He
honest.
definitely he had a hell of a first half. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
he
Put
definitely
some
carried
position.
away.
yeah. So he kind of won me the season. He was my dark horse, but the Brees Hall, like, people kind of don't talk about the season that he had with the Jets, even though they were under like
Terrible.
total atrocity. But his
Yeah.
Mhm.
averages and his usage and them being down in a lot of games gave me a lot of points. So I had the running backs kind of saved the day, even though my first pick was a wide receiver.
Okay.
Man, that seems like that seems like a way to kind of jump in, just in general. I mean, the fact that you had a bet with someone to jump in, take over their team, and you won that bet. That's a crazy. First off, that's a crazy bet to do. I personally would never do that bet because you never know what can happen throughout the season. But to give up your slot on a dynasty league is crazy work.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Kmo, shout out JG. Shout
Yeah, I
out
know, right? Yeah,
JG.
yeah. That's in our other dynasty league too.
So you know
No,
that.
that that he got in. Yep, yep.
So 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 you know the culprit that lost the slot.
Yes, yes. Yeah, just we all boys. You know what I'm saying. So yeah, he had that a little bit. That came around.
Uh,
He dropped out.
That's tough
Champ
sledding.
came on in that other
Mm.
dynasty league. You know what I'm saying. That's what we got going. So
Yep.
Okay.
yeah.
But that win now mentality, that's I guess that's something that you really wanted to do for this league at least. It sounds like that you really weren't worried about the future. It's kind of like an all in type deal.
I I want to say wouldn't worry about it because Dynasty League, you kind of strapped into these guys like for a long time. So if it can get bad real fast, so I
Mhm.
kind of drafted for both the win now mentality and the guys and the usage that they had, but also the future. So I wasn't just drafting these older guys like a lot of people I have on my team is younger guys, but winning is what it's all about. In this league, in this chat, we have various conversations about
Yeah.
championships, and I value
That's true.
winning a lot. I value winning a lot. Winning changes everything. Sam
Mhm.
Darnold, since the Super Bowl is coming around, I don't want to jump topics, but
Yeah.
his whole career is getting changed off winning.
Off
That's
of
it.
this.
Once he
Mhm.
Yep.
get it done, everything kind of changes everything. So I value that. I don't building is okay, but to what loss? Like how long is it gonna take you to be a loser and all the years you're building, you're technically a loser those whole years. And then when
That's
you
true.
finally get one, you say, okay, yeah, I won, but it took you 10 years. And those
Mhm.
10 years I might have won too.
Mhm.
That,
So
that's
that's
a
the way I look at it.
that's a pretty good outlook. I know we switched topics a little bit. I know we had talked about on the last episode about Drake May, him not winning MVP. So obviously, my argument has no merit. But the fact that he was still that close is to me kind of crazy. But I said if he would have won MVP and won the Super Bowl, you would have to put him top three right now in the league.
Winning, right? That's what winning
Exactly.
does. Winning kind of
So
escalates everything outside of
Mhm.
the statisticals. If you win, you're measured just differently. And that's why my guy Jalen Hurts gets a lot of hate, man, because he's a winner. He might not be a superstar baller, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, but he wins.
he has a
He
Super
wins.
Bowl.
He gets the job done. And a Super Bowl MVP. And two Super Bowl appearances. And two NFC champions. He has a lot of things. Don't just one Super Bowl, my man. He
Yep.
got a
Yep.
lot of accolades. He got national championships. He done had a different offensive coordinator for 12, 13 years in a row. And all he do is win.
Hey
That's a
man.
good
Hey,
point.
can't fight the accolades.
So winning changes pretty much everything. And I drive building my teams kind of off that. I want to win. I don't like the
Okay.
wait.
Now building off your team, kind of like how you just said, because you're what pick are you right now in the draft? I didn't even look. I mean, I didn't even.
Last because I'm the champion now. So I
Yeah.
got
Okay,
the dead last
Yeah.
pick
Yeah.
this time.
so it's a snake draft. So you have that back to back capability. So who are you targeting right now, or what
Oh no,
positions
no,
would you
it's
be?
actually not. It's not on this. We're not
Nope.
snake draft.
It's not
Actually,
Nope.
snake.
no, no,
Nope.
no. So your
I
pick is your
I
pick. It starts
I
right
gotta do
over.
more research. I guess
Yep,
that's
yep.
crazy.
No,
Yeah.
my
Your
bad. You
pick is
good?
I'm
You
gonna
good?
pick at 12 and 24 because it's gonna
Yes,
go all the
yes.
way back over again.
That's
Yep,
wild work.
yep.
Well, okay then. So who? I mean, right now, right now, it seems like you're. I don't want to say a disadvantage, but what positions are you trying to look at as far as to either add or to beef up?
See, right now, after already winning, I want to kind of maintain the levelness of that. So, in my goal, I probably would want to trade out. I haven't really even been negotiating trades, but to be already a Super Bowl champion, I would like to trade out and possibly acquire some talent at 12. It's not like I'm going to catch a golden nugget there, but I do
Okay.
have some people that I'm kind of looking at.
Okay.
I'm really a running back guy when it comes to the draft, but the way the league has then opened up, then they got all these receivers and stuff like that.
Yep.
I'm like, in between, a lot of people, but I'm looking at the guy from Penn State, depending on how far he fall. Then you got the Notre Dame running back. You know Jordan Love going first, but the guy under him, you know everybody going after him. I don't believe. Uh, it just depends. I don't want to give too much sauce just in case
Hey,
when them
hey, hey,
other guys come in there and they
okay.
try to backdoor.
I mean,
They try to
Okay.
you know,
backdoor me.
you're already saying that pick is on the table for trade talks.
Yeah, that's
Right.
cool. I'm like Howie Roseman too. I'm on Philly all the way out. It might be an underlining in that. You never
Okay.
know.
Okay.
But come talk. I'm always willing to shop though. You can come in
Yeah.
my office. You can shop.
Okay. It's good to know.
So I know we had talked about last time, after Jeremiah Love gets picked up, I had sent Colleen something about the rankings of all the players, and they had old buddy from USC. They had Makai Lemon number 2 overall.
Hmm.
What? That's tough.
Yeah. And
That's tough. I
and
don't know about that. I
hmm
don't know. That's kind of like your what's your guy from last year, Kmo, Abduka?
oh yeah,
You
uh-huh.
got faith in the lemon just like you got faith in Abduka?
Yeah, man. I'm kind of feeling that way. I think I'm for sure because I got second pick in this draft. So right after depending on what Nolan might or may not do, trade out. I don't know what he doing yet. Of course, Love is obviously gonna be gone. So I'm off, but for sure, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Makai with that second
So
pick, so I could
so
be.
so Cardinal is nowhere in that conversation. Cardinal, Tyson,
Cardell
they're
Tate,
nowhere in the conversation.
hey,
They three, I feel like them three receivers, to be honest, they kind of pick your own flavor, what you like, you know what I'm saying? They kind of bring you a little bit different stuff. But I'm liking personally Makai myself. So unless, depending on some injuries, some freak accident or something like that, maybe depending on landing spot, maybe may change me, but I'm about 90% sure I'm gonna pick Makai for second pick.
What does that depend on destination or just period? Doesn't matter.
I'm about 90% sure it would have to be like a wasteland where I'm like and behind,
oof.
But if he's the one and if I see the opportunity there, I think I'm gonna pick him. It had to be a small percentage, like he getting injured in between, the combine, like something freak had to happen, or he go like to a wasteland and he's like the second receiver behind like a clear number one. Maybe I
Right.
So
may, but I don't think I think I'm gonna pick him.
so what would you
Well,
consider a wasteland?
the Jets.
The Jet, yeah, literally, yeah. The Jets is the first thing. So,
The Jets will be the
so
Jets will be a
that would fit
wasteland.
the mold. Like Jets, it's not gonna. It's two X's for me with the Jets. It's a wasteland, and they got a clear number one still. So now he fighting that and the wasteland. That's a lot. That's a
And
lot to kind of
and they don't
overcome.
have a quarterback.
Man,
Right.
free Garrett Wilson. Free
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
I kept Garrett Wilson in my keeper league for like 5 or 6 years, just hoping
Yep.
that somebody would just free him or he would get traded or whatever. But the Jets is a pit stop to die. Like
Yes.
that
Yes.
organization has just been ran terribly. Like
Yeah.
so terribly. Like
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
would say that'd be the only spot though. Pretty
Yeah.
much the Browns is kind of opening up
Yep. Yep.
offensively,
Yep.
and
Yep.
Arizona and Jacksonville and
Yep.
Absolutely.
Tennessee and all
Absolutely.
those offenses are kind of opening up. The Jets is the really only like and my guy Justin Jefferson. We hope we get Malik Willis or Sam Darnold. I mean, or Matt Jones or something to come to Minnesota so I can get some value in my top pick. Man, he need a
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
quarterback.
Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
he's
No.
hurting
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Hurting. Jordan Addison hurting. They fiending TJ Hawkinson. They hurting over there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think destination matter, Kmo.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
no, I definitely agree. But in that small percentage, if it's not the Jets, that would be the only thing that's gonna shake me. But I'm like I said, I'm about 90% sure I'm gonna pick Makai.
That's okay. Cool.
Yep.
Well,
I mean,
So
hey,
I let it be known.
well, maybe I could
that's
trade up and try to figure something out to get Carnell Tate. Because
Yeah,
I think he a
whoa.
dog. I think
yeah,
he a dog. Like he got sticky hands. And I've been watching this game for a long time. He catches
So
everything.
Yeah.
So you trying to trade up, huh?
If I can't trade away for talent, I'll trade up. I'm
Mm.
willing to package up some picks or something like that. I'm willing to deal like that. I've dealt like that before.
Okay.
Package some picks up, sacrifice some picks from next year,
Are there
shoot up and get Gardner.
are there any players that are on the table?
Yeah. Let me look at this roster. I got a few players that I'm
I'm
willing to
just, you know,
move
I'm just
on.
curious because, you know, like he said before, like I'm not necessarily sold to or handcuffed at staying at this one slot. So, you know, any picks, any players that, you know, come my way that can help me right now at least.
Mhm.
I'm always down. So that's why I'm just curious to see, you know, are there any players that are also on the docket?
Yeah, I have a few. Free agency is gonna kind of determine a lot with my roster because I got a lot of people that's like on the wing. I got like
Mm-hmm.
Waddles on the wing. I got Rico Dotto that's like kind of on the wing. What are they gonna do with Chris Godwin this offseason now that they got Abduka? So I got some people that's on the wing. Shakir, I got Judy. I got things that I got to see kind of how free agency goes, and then to give a little more value to the players that I got because it's still kind of like speculation on 'em. But they're available. I got Brees Hall. Let's say if he goes to a better situation, then that player becomes more valuable for me to kind of
Right.
move rather than the dumpster fire that he's in right now. But my
Right.
Mhm.
untouchables is just Taylor and Jefferson all day, and
Ooh,
I
those are
think
your
Quentin Johnston
untouchables.
untouchables. Like I can't move though. That's something you can build off of. Them guys are young, regardless who's there. They're gonna eat. They're gonna
Mhm.
eat,
Wow.
regardless.
Okay, it's
Untouched.
two untouchable players. That's rare. I've never so you know everybody who says they have untouchable players. I feel like it's always a price.
That's when you gotta get robbed. You gotta give me
Yeah.
King's ransom at that point. That's what that means. Untouchable mean don't mean they can't go, but you gotta be willing to let go a lot to
You got
come
Mhm.
get them.
you're willing to part ways.
Yeah, you got to be willing to give up a Rudy Gobert package or something like five first
Right,
round
right,
picks or something,
right.
like on some desperation. I'm
So
willing to do it.
that's funny. Well, I know you say some. My fault. You say champ that you heavy on the running backs. You got Nolan out here saying he willing to deal that first pick. Is you like Love a
We,
lot,
we,
or is that something what I'm saying? Is that negotiable?
I definitely like Love. I don't be having a chance to drive high up in these drives. Like I be
Yeah.
in the bottom tier saying even when we had a ball thing going on and
Yeah.
all that,
Right.
I
Right.
always
Right.
foul in the bottom. I've never been able to get those high backs in the
Yeah.
drive. So yeah, we can talk. Tell them to come shop. I'm willing to deal.
Mm-hmm.
Willing to deal to stay on top. So if you a future guy and you need some picks for the future, you trying to build really like that, like OKC or something like that, come holler at me. I'm on a front liner right now. I'm trying to keep winning. And I might be asked for maybe 6 years or whatever, but I might be asked with two championships. That's the way I look at it.
That you know
Mm-hmm.
that's a good outlook, I guess. You know, having those two chips, you really you really put yourself in a different league than everybody else. I mean, realistically, you know,
Right.
winning. I feel like winning this year. You know, I don't know how many people hold a lot of value to it just because it's the first year. You know, it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like it's kind of like a redraft. Realistically, right? The first year
Realistically.
is that redraft. It's the next year coming up. It's like, can your team sustain the same
Yeah.
exact activity? Which
Exactly.
which realistically, the way you look at it, if your team kind of performs almost the same way, you're going to be in the same exact position that you were last year. So
Right.
if Jonathan Taylor, if he balls out again, I mean realistically, it's more so Justin Jefferson. I feel like you were
Mm-hmm.
banking on him, and he was just in a terrible
Terrible
situation. What
Yeah.
situation, man. And JJ McCarthy never threw a pass before, never threw anything. You get Sam Darnold. That's back to the Super Bowl again.
Yep.
Yep,
Sam Darnold away for what? What
Mm-hmm.
type of upside was that?
a
In
sandwich
college,
and two
in
bags of
college,
potato
what did
chips.
JJ do? This is what JJ did in college. He
Hand
handed the
off.
Ball.
ball off a
Yep.
lot in college. So why would you bring him to the best receiver in the league and expect him to just beat Patrick Mahomes? I don't understand that decision. I should have went with Puka. I mean JSN, man. K-Mo.
Ooh.
I should have went with JSN and I'll probably be nasty.
Yeah.
JSN and Jonathan Taylor, I probably would.
I
Yeah.
actually still beat myself up, like you said, looking back at the draft. Like instead of BTJ, I should have did Puka. I would have had him with the JSN. That would have been crazy work.
That would have been
That would have been
crazy work,
crazy.
bro.
I could
That
have
would
had
have
him
been.
going nuts. Yeah, I'm like, man, that's crazy. But that's how I go. How the game go.
Yeah, you know
So
who?
with
No,
that number one pick, you might fall into an Ashton Genty situation too, because Wolf had so much belief in Ashton Genty last year, and it wasn't what the experiment we thought.
Yep.
mm-hmm.
So with Jeremiah Love and his destination, it's probably why you want to move off of that pick.
So I'm not a big running back guy anyway. So I mean, convincing me to move to pick. I mean, I I'll fuck around and I'll draft Tate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not big on running backs, just kind of like how you said, how the league is going, right?
Right.
The league is shifting away from that. And I feel like I was always ahead of the curve drafting wide receivers over running backs regardless. I mean, I
Right.
drafted Amon Ra. Like I did I mean, to be honest with you, I think my best running back is Swift from the Bears.
Man.
But that just tells you that I really, as far as running back goes, not my deal. But also, I had a lot of faith in a lot of players that really let me down and did not perform the way that I thought that they were going to. So, I was stuck at being one of the worst teams. But
What's your team name in here?
Oh, he's
uh,
40 Shades of Jay.
yeah,
40 Shades. Let me check you out. And you finished dead last or what?
I think I did. Or I mean, because we had that was it the toilet
But
bowl?
the
I didn't.
lottery, yeah, the lottery bounced around for him and got him the first. I think you might have not been the last. I don't think.
Nah, I wasn't I wasn't dead last,
Same
but
with
uh,
yeah, yeah.
So
Just had
with
a
your
lot
running back situation, which I'm now looking at, you still would take Tate, and then how would you recover from that though?
no, but
Like,
that's the thing though. Like I'm saying I could take them and it wouldn't hurt my feelings. Like
right,
I don't I'm not banking on running backs, but also I also know how people want Jeremiah Love really really bad. If you want that first pick, you got to give me something.
right.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm
And
not
what was
necessarily.
that value? What value are you looking for?
I mean, wouldn't have to
Wide
talk
receiver
offline.
value?
I
One,
mean, it
two? You need what
honestly,
you talking?
it would be receiver, running back, and a pick.
This year's or next?
So that's the thing. I would give you dealer's choice because if it's next year, I need a first round.
Okay, so if it's this year, you need that pick, a player, a receiver, and a running back.
Uh huh.
Oh, we might can make something happen.
Yep. So, it's just something like that. As far as that's where I would be looking at. I'm not I'm not trying to fleece anyone, but at the same time, it's the first pick, and the question is how bad do you want them?
And he the undeniable first pick too. So it's like I get it, you know what I'm saying. And from what he been balling doing, I think it's gonna translate. So
Oh man, I think we might have some conversations going on from
okay.
Midwest Dynasty Kings Podcast. A trade might happen.
All right.
A trade might happen. You might go from 1 to 12 because I believe I like running backs. So if that's the way you believe and that's how you choose to deal, I might have some talent for you with the running back, with the receiver, and the pick next year. I'm willing to deal. It's just if you like the substance of what the talent is.
Right. Which makes sense. I mean, there's always options out there. I got a couple other
Offers
draft.
on the table.
Yeah. So, but we'll see.
Yeah, we gotta talk. We gotta get in the room together and make this happen. Make it make sense. Cause I'm a
So,
love guy. I like love.
so
I
for
like tape
next,
too.
so for next year, right? What are your? I mean, obviously, your goal is to win, right? There's no way around that. Uh, what's your outlook? How do you honestly view your team is gonna do next year?
I mean, it's ironic that I started the season with CJ Stroud. Like that's the guy I was kind of building it all off of, and then
Yep.
Sam kind of did his thing. So looking at my lineup right now, I got Darnold, Hall. So depending on his situation, that could help me. But if he's still in New York, I don't know. But Taylor, Jefferson, Waddle, Johnston, I got Barner in there. Is Rico Dowdle a free agent? I think he's a free agent.
Yeah, I think
I
I
got
actually
Chuba.
think so.
Chuba finally earned his role back. He played it very well in the playoffs, but at the end of the year, he started to get more usage. But the Rico Dowdle Chuba Hubbard situation was kind of ugly for me all year. But based off what I got, I think I'll be competitive. I'm not gonna say I'll be leading the pack because I wasn't leading the pack this year. I just did what
That
I
is
need to
true.
do in the playoffs. I just when the
Yep.
playoffs come
Hot
around,
streak.
that's you want your guys to be hot.
Yeah,
That's true.
So
yeah,
I think I'm right there. Like I got
Okay.
good depth. I feel like I'm not gonna be a bottom feeder. Feel like I'll be right where I need to be. It just depends on, a few off season things and what I do in this draft. I don't plan on rebuilding like Legend. Legend is trying to start from the bottom. He's got all these Bulls picks. He got 14 second round picks like the Chicago Bulls. Like
Whew.
Legend is doing a whole bunch of, wheeling and dealing because he wants to build. That's okay though. I think I'm built from off the draft is how you build your team.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I did a good job of it.
Yeah, I agree, and it's cool because like I said, everybody had their own mindset and mentality. We all thought the same would be as fun, so everybody got different angles. Everybody attacking, thinking they strategy is the best. So you're curious to see how pans out.
Sometimes you can make too many moves too, though. Like some people trade themselves into bad situations, just
Yep.
just wanting to trade. They be trade frenzy, like, oh, I want to trade, oh, I want to trade, and I'm not
Hmm.
that type of guy. It got to make sense. I'm real analytical on what I try to do.
Yeah,
Sometimes you miss, but I don't make too many trades. So if we gonna make this trade for that number one pick, it's gonna have to mean something.
yeah,
I mean, that kind of works both ways. I mean, I'm not, it's like I said, I feel like either way, I could draft and then trade that same player. If
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants him,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta come get him then,
Yeah,
right? But like,
that makes
but
sense too.
it's like you said before, depending on what team he goes to. I mean, you know, I I look at those things too. Everybody's really really high on Jeremiah Love, but if he goes to a crappy team, like realistically, I know a lot of people are like, oh, if he goes to the Chiefs, I don't think he's gonna be as good as people think he's gonna be then, because the Chiefs
No,
are
I
not
don't.
built that way. But
No, I don't think
I
so either.
but I've been hearing about him going to the Saints. Now that's a different story.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. That's
yeah,
a different story. Because
yeah,
they'll run. I mean, he needs the usage, though. You got to need room to grow. When they send
Yeah.
you in a place and there's so many stars around, you really don't get that usage. No running back outside of Kareem Hunt had a good showing in Kansas City. Like, no running back outside of Kareem Hunt. Pacheco, he had maybe one for
yeah,
half a season when he run
Yeah.
hard.
yeah, yeah,
Clyde Edwards-Helaire had mid career. But all those little catchy running backs and stuff like that, McKinnon and all these other guys, no running backs really been dominant in Kansas City since Larry Johnson. So I don't
I
want him to go.
yeah.
I was gonna say,
I don't
yeah,
want him to go to Kansas City.
it's been a
Mhm.
while.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's not a
Uh,
good situation for Jeremiah.
yeah.
Maybe Tennessee is something where he can just get all the usage. They're high up there in
Yeah.
Tennessee or something like that, but not no Kansas City. You're right about that.
Yeah, so I think it just depends on where he goes to. I mean, we'll see though. We'll see how this draft shakes out. Um, and then there might be a lot of talks. The moment that a player gets drafted to a team, I might be getting some phone calls. So we'll
Well, yeah.
see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how
Mm-hmm.
things go.
And that's the beauty of it, you know. We don't do it until after the actual draft happens. So now you get to see landing spots, values go up, down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yep.
So anyway, it was just Nicholas Singleton
So
or
what? So what the value of players? Your Philadelphia Eagles, right?
mhm.
How did you feel? How did you feel about their season this year as a fan, and how kind of everything happened, and the scrutiny of them not doing as well as everybody thought that they should do.
I just felt like we had a glaring issue that was very loud with the Kevin Patudo situation, and we tried to cover it up, put band-aids on it, as many times as possible, right? And it kind of killed our offense. It killed our momentum of the Saquon Barkley and the stuff that he was doing. But I feel like overall, I was happy with our season because we did finally win back-to-back NFC East championships. So that was
Right.
like, okay, that hasn't been done since Eli Manning, way back when the
Mhm.
Giants was winning. So that was an accomplishment for us. But when you a champion, everybody has their best game for you. They out to
Well, yeah.
beat you every game. They out to kill every game. So for us to have the success we did, making the playoffs, hosting a home game, and then wind up losing, I'm okay with it. Every year, it's hard to win in the NFL. So
Yeah.
that's why I value championships. I value Jalen Hurts champions. It's hard to win in the NFL. So
It
Hmm.
for
is
us to
true.
win it last year, I feel like was a big thing for City of Philadelphia, everything, Jason Kelsey and all that. We had that going on. So it was like I was okay with it. I'm not mad. As long as Dallas didn't win, I'm happy. Dallas
Yeah.
sucks. As long as they continue to suck, I'm okay with what we're doing. But this off season, man, it's kind of been brutal. We losing Stoutland and then a D coordinator talking about he want to retire, and then Lane Dickerson the other day talking about he been hurt, and
Yeah.
Lane Johnson being hurt. So we might take a little back seat on the offensive line side, and all the throwing everybody want Jalen Hurts to do. He's probably gonna have to do it now, depending
Mhm.
on what our offensive line looks like. So I don't know, but I
Do you
was
think?
overall happy with I see.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you think as an NFL quarterback he's because I know a lot of people are like he can't throw the ball, and my thing is he's in the NFL. He can obviously throw the football. They
Mhm.
want him to throw in the capacity of like Justin Herbert, Pat Mahomes,
Value. They want him
right?
Mhm.
throwing value.
Yeah.
Which that's if that isn't his game, that isn't his game. So
That
I
is
think personally he shouldn't change a lot about what he does because then he might not do as well as he
Yeah.
might prove those critics right as far as saying that he can't throw the ball in that way. But that's not his game. Like
Well,
where I feel
I,
like
yeah. Just not to jump in that right there, but the thing with this situation to me is he's doing what the scheme and the play calling is. That don't mean he can't
right.
throw. You know what I'm saying?
That's
They
true.
scheming up. They got the best. They didn't have the best O line for the longest time. They got Saquon. I get why they doing what they doing. They running based off the strength. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at it like he can't because in big moments we seen him ball and hooping. So I'm saying I don't
right.
understand that logic
I'm
and I
gonna
get
hit
it.
y'all with
It's
I'm gonna hit y'all with what he say though. You got to keep the main thing. He's been the model of consistency is pretty much his whole career. He's gonna do what it takes to win the game. If we got to throw for 300 yards, he gonna throw for 300 yards. If he got to throw for 109 and we run for 300, we gonna run for 300. We just do what it takes to win the game. That's why I say people ideals on sports itself is just so clouded. Like at the game of basketball, all you always do is put the ball in the hoop. You want to get
But
2 points. You want to win the game by one. I
Mm-hmm.
won a championship in this league by .10, and
which is
everybody
crazy.
claimed, "Oh, you only won by .10." So the goal is to do what? Outscore the other person.
Yeah.
And you
That's
still
it.
won. Yeah.
That's it. You outscore the other person. So all this mockery about they want him to be a thrower. How can he can't throw just because he chooses to do what it takes to win the game? He got one of the biggest throws in Super Bowl history to Devontae Smith to put the icing on the cake last Super Bowl. Like how? He threw for 350 in two Super Bowls. So how can you say he can't? The word can't seems like he's unable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I get it. It's like I
It
said,
makes
like
no sense.
they say out there that he's not a passing quarterback. I mean,
Mm.
he's a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
He's a quarterback. He's
He's
a
a
quarterback.
quarterback in the NFL, a starting quarterback in the NFL. There's a lot
Yeah.
of passing quarterbacks that they're third string, chilling.
Third string.
You're right.
And might be
So
better quarterback and maybe better throwers of the football than Jalen, but there's the other intangibles that he has, the leadership,
Uh-huh.
the composure and all of that. There's a lot of things that come to that quarterback position. You get rattled and you start seeing ghosts like Sam Darnold did that
Uh-huh.
one year, and
Uh-huh.
it, man, quarterbacks get rattled. You could be Rex Grossman way back when he used to get them sacks. Rex Grossman could not pick up the pressure from this side. When Rex Grossman used to get sacked, they used to blow his
Yep.
whole body up, but that pocket awareness just isn't there. So it isn't just about everybody in fantasy too now. So they want to see you throw for a lot of
Yeah.
touchdowns. They
yep,
want to see you throw for a lot of yards. So it dictates from real how football was played. Like, come
Mm.
on, bro. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to get 10 yards, 10 yards,
Yep.
every 10 yards to win the game.
Yep.
it's
Yep.
That's
true.
it.
That's our
So
game, though. It's
boo to all
alternate,
the
like you
Jalen
said.
Hurts haters.
Hey.
We got our ring is big and it got wings that come out. So everybody's got something to say about us. Our ring and wings come out on the side like that. Just say so they know.
So so talking about Philly, how'd you become a Phillies fan?
Man, so naturally, for a long time, you playing the game, you playing Madden. My favorite color is actually green. So, you do the franchise on Madden, everybody blow up the roster. You just do a fantasy draft like you do on Madden. You build the
Right.
team. I know K-Mo and Chris and you guys, had one going on for years. I used to always pick the Eagles, and I was kind of a Donovan McNabb fan back in the day, too. So,
Mhm.
your home team be ass for so long, you take a liking to something else.
Yeah.
Just
I
what happened with me, you take a liking to something else. So I was a
Mhm.
Donovan McNabb fan. I was a T.O. fan even when he wasn't on the Eagles. So when he came, it was kind of,
Mhm.
everything
yeah.
kind of just felt like that's where I needed to be. Brian
Mhm.
Dawkins, Javon Curse, Deuce Staley, Brian Westbrook. I've been an Eagle fan for a long time.
Mhm.
Troy
Okay.
Vincent, like the ideology of the whole town fit me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I kind of just
Interesting.
stuck with it. I kind of stuck with it. And the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads. It was just is what it was. We had Jeff Garcia for a minute. I'm sitting out there yelling at the TD at Jeff Garcia,
Mhm.
throw the damn
Mhm.
ball, So I mean,
I
it
feel
is
you.
what it is.
I actually Nolan, so me and Champ over here, I actually known him since like seventh grade. And I don't know if you remember, but I used to be a big Philly fan with you, Champ.
Yeah, I remember.
McNabb is actually was my favorite player. So I was a Philly man to riding
So
with
where
Philly heavy. I was
so
I
where's
was loving
McNabb
it,
from?
Yeah, they on top of that, you know what I'm saying?
You know
He
it.
from
The
the
city,
hometown.
baby.
Yep.
Exactly. So it was a given. So I was more so tied to McNabb. So once he left, of course T.O. I was hyped. I'm like Super Bowl, always cracking.
Mm,
That was probably the most hurt I ever been in seeing a team lose that I wanted to win. They was
mhm.
right there and losing to the Patriots, but that's another story a long time ago. But once McNabb left, it was like, all right, I fell out of love with Philly, but Champ over here stayed strong. After that, I was
Stay
out.
strong. I stayed strong. We had a it was some tough seasons too. We had a long run, man, but Andy Reid was the beginning of it. Then we went through
Mhm.
our Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly killed us. He killed the franchise. He tried to bring that fast tempo offense to the team. He
Yep.
traded LaShawn McCoy, traded Deshaun Jackson, blew up the whole Jeremy Maclin. He blew up the whole fucking
Yeah,
team. Like
yeah,
we would have still been good if we would have never brought in Chip. Sucker.
yeah.
He a sucker, man. Yeah. But that's
Okay.
what it came from. Back in the day, playing the game, PlayStation, Madden,
Mm.
starting dynasty teams and stuff like that.
Right.
This is who I chose to,
Okay.
be a fan. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I never had that resolve, so um, I never really had a chance to waver to
Oh,
another
yeah,
team.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, I've kind
And
of had
my
to stuck.
family is Bear crazy too. So it's like I'm still born into the Bear fandom. Like when I was real little, 7, 6, 7 years old, my cousin playing the Super Bowl Shuffle on the cassette on the TV, and stuff like that. So I'm still Chicago, die in and die out. When we play each other, the Bears play the Eagles. I'm neutral. I'm not sitting there
Okay.
saying fuck the Bears. I'm not saying that go Eagles or nothing. Whoever wins, I feel like I win. I don't. That's how I
Oh,
look at it.
all right.
And if it come down to the NFC Championship, I'm going with the Bears.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay. That's
NFC
a
Championship, Eagles, Bears. I'm right with my home city all
Right, the
day,
home.
baby.
Okay, okay.
okay. That's good to hear, but that's all
Mm-hmm.
right. Still
And
kind of interesting, but
it just is what it is. I got a mat on my front door. It says "Home Sweet Home." One of them has a Bears symbol in it. The other one has an Eagle symbol in it. So this is the
right.
Bears Eagles household.
Okay. Hey, I dig it. I dig
Yeah,
it. That's what's up.
yeah.
So now looking at the Eagles and the future of the Eagles, I know we had touched on it. We had talked about a little bit of it. The coaching, right? Your head coach. He's been in hot water. He's been in cold water. He's been praised. He's been looked at as a terrible coach, as a great coach. Where do you see him at right now? Like with everything that has happened with him, winning a Super Bowl, but then also, earlier on before that, his antics when it came to the
hmm
team. How do you stand on him right now?
See, we're we're a team that fired Andy Reid. We're a team that got rid of Doug Peterson after winning the Super Bowl. So Philly fandom and Philly sports real hard on you. So for Nick to be so theatrical on the sidelines and try to hold people to accountability level and to have Kevin Patuto go through that for 18 games, yeah, he's in the hot seat. Like you can't be that way or not be in control. It seems a little chaotic to have all these antics going on the sideline, having the AJ Brown stuff going on. And I told y'all, remember Kmo,
Hmm.
AJ Brown is gonna be an Eagle next year. I'm
Hey, hey,
telling you.
look, I
Like
know.
all that is that's smoke. That's smoke. He loves to be in Philly. Like
Yeah.
what receiver isn't a prima donna? We've dealt with a TO. We've dealt with a Deshaun Jackson. I mean, it
Hmm.
happens in the NFL. He's
Yeah.
not going nowhere. To
Yeah.
deal with what happened in Tennessee and to come to Philly, he ain't. Okay, let's go back to Nick Sirianni.
Hmm.
I just feel like if you could fire Andy Reid and you could fire Doug Peterson, Nick Sirianni better get his thing together. That's all I can
Mm,
say. He got to. We're a city that fire Andy Reid. Think about
that's
that.
true.
Doug
That's
Peterson
true.
after winning the Super Bowl. Like,
Yeah.
Which is
he needs
crazy.
to get his act together. He got to do better with who he chooses to pick as his coordinators. Like you got to develop consistency in the franchise. You're
Yeah.
getting these guys that's eyeing for these head coaching jobs. Shane Steichen, Jonathan Gannon, Kellen Moore. Like you got to get a guy. So I like Mannion, and I like that we got the guy from the Packers. We got him and we got the guy from Tampa Bay, and they kind of put
Yep.
them together and made them like a double offensive coordinator thing. So that's more of a future based thing that I kind of think that Nick is trying to do now, so he can have consistencies in the offense. But what kills me that puts me and him on the hot seat, you're an offensive guy.
He
So
is.
aren't you supposed to be the system?
All right.
He could be he needs the model after Sean McVay from
Right,
the Rams because he brings in coordinators, right? Hey, you're
right.
a coordinator, do your thing. But at the end of the day, you're not a better coordinator than me.
Than
Yeah.
me.
That's
Being a
when then
coordinator
that's
got Nick the job.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he lets them know.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm bringing you in as a to learn from what I already know and from what I've already done. So you're the
Right.
coordinator, but listen, you ain't better than me. So you could
Right.
learn from me. You could put your own wrinkle in and do your thing. He needs to start doing that. If he's that good of a coordinator, he needs to bring people in who want to be mentored, and then they move on. And yeah, it sucks, but like he still call. I feel like Sean McVay still calls offensive plays,
Plays.
right?
He does. Nick doesn't
Yeah,
call the plays. Nick
yeah,
hasn't called plays since him and Shane called them together a few years ago, about 2, 3 years ago. So yeah, he doesn't call plays. But my question would be to you guys: if Nick was to not be the Eagles head coach, would he prevail in another city?
No.
Right. So yes, he's on the hot seat. Yes, he's on the goddamn hot seat. You get it done. With that talent that we got on that team, there's no way we lose to the San Francisco 49ers without fucking Fred Warner, without Brandon Ayuk, without Ricky Parcels, without all their players. They
mhm,
beat us at home. Are you serious? Yeah, you're
yeah,
on the hot seat.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
on the
they
hot
didn't have a
seat.
lot of.
kind of,
Yeah, they didn't have George Kittle. Um,
No one. He
yeah,
I
went
think
out in the
Trent.
first quarter.
I think Trent Williams was still a little shaky, but he
oh
played,
yeah,
but he wasn't 100%. I feel like yeah, they that Niners team really didn't have that whole season. Really, they didn't have a whole lot of. They didn't have all their players, but man, they found ways to
There's
win.
no way. There's
yeah,
no way they should have beat us. No way. Not with that team. Too much talent. And
yeah,
it's hard to put 53-man rosters together with a collective over year. So you wasted a lot of them guys' opportunity to kind of win. Like you wasted it. Like there's no
Right.
way we should have lost to San Francisco. That was Jawan Jennings dominated us.
yeah.
Like
I think the
Jawan
saving.
Jennings dominated.
I think it's been a saving grace though. I have to give it to Philly though. The way they draft. You know what I'm saying? All them rookies coming in, they gelling. I feel like the development and picking their draft picks, they always hit. So I got to give them credit there for sure, though. Yeah, you able to balance that salary cap. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a big hurdle too. A lot of people they ain't got to pay yet. Then they go on these runs. So that's kind of how you
Yep.
do it too.
Yeah, but it is hard. You get a certain window. You got like a gap,
Yeah.
4 or 5 years or whatever gap. Because all these players, they doing all this winning. We finna have to play Cooper. We finna
Yep.
have to play Jalen. We finna have to play Jordan Davis. And once all
Yep.
that money starts to come to the point,
Yeah.
we gonna come. We gonna be ass. Not
Yeah.
right now, but it's coming though because of the money situation though.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why I value winning in the right now where my feet at, rather than
Mhm.
build it on out.
Yeah.
So, do you think, or are you comfortable with teams moving on with certain players when they're in their contract year?
Yeah, depending on the value. If you're a team that can draft well, then I'm comfortable with you doing that. But if you a team that can't acquire free agents or you don't draft well, then you need to hold on to the players that you got. But us being a team that can draft well, I'm okay with anybody leaving. Like knowing that AJ is staying though. Staying, Kamo. Even if he would have left, I feel like we could put somebody in that position that could still dominate. Not to his
Okay.
level, but we would still have a consistency of offense. Say if we was to move up and get a Carnell Tate, but traded AJ Brown to
Yeah.
the Browns or something, they got
Yeah.
three first round picks, which is kind of stuff Harry Roseman does. But get a player of that talent,
Yeah.
you okay. You okay. He might not be AJ Brown now, but he might be him in 2 or 3 years. Like, so if you're a team that can drive well, yes, I'm okay with moving people on that I kind of like, being here in the town.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. So what you just thinking about that, you got Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, you know what I'm saying? I'm assuming both can't stay. I mean, you gotta add the numbers up. Is it one you gotta keep over the another, or you cool either way? Because like you said, Philly, you got
Hell
a
yeah, you
preference.
keep Jalen Carter. You keep
Okay.
Jalen Carter.
Okay.
That's a guy that even when he's not getting sacks, he's making all pro first team because he's so dominant in what he's
Mhm.
doing out there. He's opening a lot of things up. The one person that I want to keep this offseason that's not a big news guy, not a big stat guy, is N'Kobe Dean. I think our defense is what it is because of N'Kobe Dean. Yeah, he be hurt a lot, but he's the gel
Yeah.
of all those Georgia boys. He keeps those Georgia boys in line. So
Yep.
I think a little bit him is gonna probably be an issue for us next year. We need N'Kobe come back.
Mm. All right. So before we head off, I'm gonna need your Super Bowl predictions.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna need the winner, the MVP, and the score.
Okay, so I'm an NFC guy. You know, I hate
Okay.
the Patriots. My team is the only team in Super Bowl history to beat two GOATs. We beat Tom Brady, we beat Patrick Mahomes, and the Patriots beat us. So I'm not going with the Patriots. I'm going Seattle.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go 27-14. I feel like they're gonna
Ooh.
smoke them.
Okay.
27-14, and then the MVP,
I'm gonna go JSN for MVP.
JSN. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's locked. It's locked in right now. We got your we got your picks, your predictions in the books. Uh as always, we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. We do appreciate you coming on, right? You gracing your appearance as the champ on our
That's it.
Hmm.
podcast.
That is
So we do
Yes, sir.
appreciate it. You know, I know it's no small feat, right? I feel like winning a championship is always one of those things that when it happens, you could talk your shit all year. You got an off season to talk shit. That's cool.
Hmm.
But when that season rolls around, you know, it's
don't
back to
nobody
square.
care.
Right, right,
Don't
Yep,
right,
it's
nobody
right.
back to
care when
square
season's
one.
over.
How the game go
So,
right to the drawing board. But no, I
yeah. Any
appreciate that.
last
I'll
parting
jump
words,
in
Khalid?
too.
Oh,
Yep, yep. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks again, champ. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate your time. You know what I'm saying? Glad we can make this happen. You know, think we're gonna keep this going, as we,
Yes,
kind
sir.
of dive in going into season 2 now. See what looking forward to that rookie draft, see what happens. And then especially with you two, see if a trade pops up on a
Oh
notification,
yeah,
you know what
don't
I'm
forget about me. Don't
saying? Right,
forget
right.
about me, man. You've enlightened me open to a door that I didn't know was open. So I
Hmm.
might walk through that one.
Right, right.
all right. All right. Now, before we sign off, champ, go ahead and give us what you got going on. If you want to throw out any social medias, anything you got going on, any promos, you know, it's now your time.
Even right. Any
Well,
chance, any chance to the any team members in the league as well, just want to throw that out there too. You know what I'm saying? I know it'd be chatter, so but go ahead, let you
oh
do
yeah,
your thing.
I'm a little. I ain't gonna say. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna just go. Legend, fuck you. You be talking all that shit. You ain't gonna win no championship. You know what I'm saying? So when you see this. Fly Eagles fly. Freddie Mendoza is trash. That's who I want to talk about. Let me put my focus on Legend at the end of this chat. Freddie is trash. I don't know how you be talking crazy. You ain't won nothing. Respect the champ, and when you get you one, then you can say something. But when you ain't
Mm.
got nothing, you can't say nothing. It's gonna be Fly Eagles fly. Put some respect on Jalen Hurts' name, and that's how I'm gonna cut it.
All right, cool.
Uh, all right. Well, y'all heard it here first. Um, that's just how it goes. But as always, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Um, it's been a great episode. I think we're charging it
Yeah.
right here. All right.
Yes, sir.
Catch you guys
Appreciate it.
later.
Peace.
Peace.
Deuce.